videos. I always find these updates so interesting. So yeah, we're just gonna look what we're going to be seeing today. I'm kind of excited. I think these stories are going to be amazing. My drink of choice today is mango juice. Bit boring, but I'm still sick, which is why I sound quite nasal. So I hope you can forgive me. But if you aren't subscribed to this channel yet, I would love if you would, because I'm here every Sunday and we're doing long-rounded story videos in ASMR, which what could be better, right? Okay, but let's jump into this episode. This post is from True Off My Chest and it's called "Found Out My Husband is a Secret Millionaire and Still Charges Me $500 Rent Every Month." So, for the original post, throwaway account. I, 26 female, met my husband, 25 male, 4 years ago online. He was a student at university and I was working full-time as a medical tech. He was very hard-working, ambitious, goal-oriented person. These are some of the qualities that were attractive to me. He's an immigrant and I knew his family's financial struggles. I was impressed by how far he's come. I would support him in his goals. Soon after we started dating, and 2 years ago, we got married. He graduated from college and found a job at a tech company, and he would work from home while I would work 12 hours a day on site. I'd asked about his salary and he would tell me it's 60k. I didn't think of it much and continued with life. I only made $20 an hour and I have lots of loans that I usually pay. Fast forward 1 year, he moved to a new city, and while I was struggling to find a job in the new city, so I stayed back for 3 months. After 3 months, he surprised me with a house that is in his name only. He would never talk to me about his finances. He got a loan for a 400,000k house on a 60k salary. God, I still didn't pay attention, and since our marriage, he's the one taking care of our finances, taxes, etc. I wanted to purchase a house for my mother and sister. Sorry guys, with this story, there's so many mistakes in here. I think my foreign brain is like, what? Okay. I found the perfect house and my bank requested me for tax returns of the last 3 years. I requested my husband to send it to me, but he would insist that he'd like to talk to bank or he would handle the situation and would try to convince me that his bank is better than mine. But AITA had locked down on this deal and wasn't going to budge. So finally, after a lot of argument, he sent me the tax returns, and the tax return income for last year was a whopping 1.8 million, and my contribution was 38k. At this time, he would fight me for small and little expenses. He bought a 2007 Beta Toyota with my money, and he still charges me $500 every month. I don't understand how he got such money and why he tried to hide it from me. Since I found out, he told me his bank is empty and he spent it all, sent it back home to his parents, etc. I am lost and I have a lot of questions. Alright. Update on the same post is I couldn't read all the comments, but I can answer a few questions before I go to work. I will post more updates later. I said I make 30k last year, doesn't mean I make the same now. I make around 50k and wanted to buy one small house for my mother and 6-year-old sister in an LCOL area. Yes, I bought him his first and only car 3 years ago, and he hasn't returned any money yet. Alright, before we're gonna go into the actual big update, I'll give you like my little 2 cents to it, okay? I find that very weird. I get that if you're in the position of having a lot of money, you might want to, be aware of your partner's intentions. You want to make sure they're in it for love, not for your money. But, I mean, look what she said, how long they've been together. Like, 4 years, and they're married. I kind of find that very icky. I would be very annoyed if I would find that out about my boyfriend, just because of the sheer fact that he would have lied to me for like the last 4 years. Like, if you don't say something like that in like the first year of like dating, okay, I don't care, maybe that's acceptable. But if you get married, like, you're joining your finances, you want to know in what boat you are, you want to know how secure you are, and especially he's like pretending he's like struggling with money and she's paying for his car, blah blah blah. He just sounds like a Donald Duck, who just wants to sit on his money, not that he has to, but him asking her for money and her, putting lots of work in and stuff to pay for him as well, is really, really icking me the wrong way. It's like, okay dude, you don't have to share your money, alright, even though you're married. And he still asks you for money for the car. That I hate. Not good. Red flag, I feel like. But let's see the update. Okay, since last post gained lots of traction, here is an update. First of all, I'd like to thank you for all the encouraging me to speak up on my right. Since then we had some discussion and we've come to an alignment. As I had mentioned earlier, we both love and care for each other. So I had a hard time leaving him. I know people asked to get divorced and a lawyer up, etc, etc. But I didn't want to make it messy. He was very vague about the source of the money, but pointed out that he owned an LLC that was acquired or merged. Anyway, important thing here is he agreed to fund 50% of the house that I was planning to buy for my mother and promised me a new G-Wagon. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I think communication works most of the time. Also, he's got potential to do great things 5 to 10 years down the line. I wouldn't want to leave him high and dry. I feel like I'm worth way more than 600k, 900k. I provided him with the right energy and homely atmosphere, hence he was able to do what he does. So me being with him is only going to help him in the future. What? I mean, you're only one that's like highly confused by this update. What's going on? Am I like understanding that right? Did she like, just talk to him and he's just gonna pay her car now and she's gonna forget all about it? I'm weirded out. I don't know, I am now, after reading this update, confused what it does. He is a student at university. Wow. He graduated from college and works at a tech company. Okay. So, what she knows is that he works from home for a tech company. Like, tell me now if you can get like 1.8 mil working in a tech company a year. I don't see that. I don't know what she was talking about, like that LAC, whatever that is, but it, I don't know, where the hell does he have this money from? I think that's one of my main issues, like what's actually going on. Yeah, top comment as well. So what she's saying is that she still doesn't know where the money came from. Yeah. Someone says under that, totally can't believe she's just ignoring that. Gotta wonder if she knows. Found out it's shady and quickly concluded the post as saying it's all okay now. Someone said, well, this sounds like a super healthy relationship, and someone commented on that, but G-Wagon, you know, at least she got the car. I mean, okay. I don't know, very icky. I literally don't know what to say to this. I thought this was gonna be like a really clear outcome, but no. Boy, I was surprised by this. What the hell? Someone said there isn't a single lie my SO could tell me that buying me a G-Wagon would fix. I mean, there'd be some, but it is kind of a bit odd. Like, the ending is very, very sus. Like, what? Okay, someone like quotes her post where she says, we both laughing here for each other, and then they say that funny nickel and diming your struggling partner while you keep millions to yourself does not sound like caring to me. And then they quote something else. They say, the original poster says, anyway, important thing here, he agreed to fund 50% of the house, and I feel like I'm worth more than 900k. The Redditor commented on that. It sounds like OP decided to forgive all, provided she gets into his money from here on. Oh well, I can't say this is a bad choice, that's true. Certainly finding a partner that she can trust and cares for would be ideal, but if paying up compensates AP for the past, to each their own. Ultimately, I hope her choice is what makes it the happiest. Yeah. Okay. They're quoting a comment from her, which I'm gonna read out. It's kind of interesting. So, under one of the original posts, she said, it was only last year, and 2020 was 300k, and that was the year he graduated college. Now I don't think he even works at the company, he told me, because I have never met his co-workers, nor he ever talks about his work office. His family's not too old to do. I visited them in home country, don't think it's a gift, but I don't know. Even if I had signed a prenup, I feel so dumb I was in love. I signed a prenup when he had more student loans than I did. It's like he knew he would have money in the future. At the time, I thought of it more like a joke. You know, I am quite a big advocate for prenups. It depends on what's being said in the prenup. Usually, if you didn't sign a very stupid prenup, which, who knows, but as far as I know, right, don't quote me on this, not a lawyer, but as far as I know about prenups, they allocate the money you bring into a marriage. So, you know, whatever you had before is still yours, but what is acquired and like earned in a marriage is usually still divided by 2. At least that's, I think, a standard prenup. That's, you know, something I've considered getting with my boyfriend if that will ever come in the future. But my family owns some properties because they've been in the family for years on, and that is not something I want to, you know, bring in the marriage, split in a marriage if something would go wrong, which obviously you don't hope for, but I'm very much a planner and that's what we're gonna do. My boyfriend's okay with it. We did already talk about stuff like that, so it's probably gonna happen. But I don't know. It's really hard to me with prenups who say what you earn in marriage, well, just go to one person, because, you know, what if one of you falls out through, like, by accident, you know, like you lose your job, something happens health-wise and you can't work for a couple of years, let's say 2, COVID, you get laid off, kids, you can't go to work as a woman for a while, maybe you'd like to stay there, like stay at home, look after the kids, and then later on continue to go to work. That's all something that I feel like should be considered, and it's really hard if you do like my money, your money type of thing in a marriage. So yeah, that was definitely a bit stupid for her to sign a weird little prenup like that. I don't know. I'm confused that they marked this story as concluded. I feel like there's a lot left to conclude in this story. Very weird, very fishy. It gives me major Walter White vibes. Is this Skylar posting? Yeah, definitely something fishy going on. I think he's getting his money from somewhere, but not from actually the work he claims he's doing. So weird. And I kind of would be done with the lying and stuff. That's just, I don't know. I think I would be taking it too well if I would find that out. Wait, sorry, let me know what you think about this, because it's hella weird, but we'll just jump on. I don't know what to say to this anymore, and read the next story. Next post is called My 29 Female Husband is 61 Male Got a Paternity Test on Our Daughter 5 Female and it came back negative, but I never cheated. Now he thinks our relationship is a lie and wants to divorce. What do I do? I don't know how it happened, and I haven't been able to stop crying all day. I never cheated. I love my husband. We've been together since college, and he's the love of my life. He's handsome and kind, and while I've slept with 2 other people, both were before we got married. And together. There is no other potential father for our daughter. We were married already and actively trying for a baby. I never cheated. I would never cheat. And I don't know why he took that stupid test, because I would never ever cheat. But it came back negative, and now he thinks he's not her dad. I don't know how to convince him it was a faulty test, and I'm so scared. These past few months, it's like he's become someone completely different from the man I married. He's cold and suspicious. He kept demanding to see my phone and wouldn't tell me why, and I showed him at first, but eventually told him I wouldn't anymore, unless he explained why. He's been distant with our daughter too. He stays in his office for hours on end, and I don't know what he's doing. I did not cheat. He excused me this morning and saying he's done the test after realizing that our daughter's eyes, brown, would naturally come from ours, both blue, and then he wanted me to get out of the house. I didn't leave, and he locked me out of our bedroom, and now I'm in my daughter's room. This is terrifying. And that the specific advice I want to do is how I can prove I'm innocent and how to make sure this relationship works. I want to keep my family together at all costs. Also, I just had a conversation with my husband. He's out of his room now, and we discussed some things. I told him again that I would never cheat and started talking about making a list I made of tests I want done, but he told me that he didn't want to hear it right now. We're going to have a longer conversation tomorrow, and he said that he still loves our daughter, and he won't try to keep me out of the house or our room for now. I asked him to hug me, and he did. I'm scared that I won't be able to convince him. I just want our family to go back to normal. How can I be a good wife and support his needs while proving my innocence? Ooh. Oh, honey. Interesting. Very interesting. wonder your husband's a bit taken aback, but I feel like he is kind of going a bit far with how he's treating her. If I know anything right, and DNA tests, they're done on the lab. Who knows in which lab these are done, right? I'm a biology student. I take lots of lab classes, and you know how many mistakes happen in a lab. Actually, like, I can't vouch for like professional big labs. Don't know how often they go through like one specific test, but at uni at least, with students, I don't know, we don't have that much experience, but there's so much stuff that always goes wrong. If I had a test like that, I would first be like, maybe redo the test would be probably my first intent. although, right, the blue eyes with the brown eyes, that is actually a bit sus. It's a bit sus, for sure. And as far as I'm aware, if you have two parents that have brown eyes, you can still have every colour of eyes as a baby. No problem at all. That's just genetics. Actually, I looked that up. It's not that I'm talking shit. First answer on Google. Yes, the short answer is that brown-eyed parents can have kids with brown, blue, or virtually any other colour eyes. Eye colour is very complicated and involves many genes. Yeah, boy. Oh, it shows a graphic here. So yeah, brown and brown, there is a 75% chance that you got brown eyes. It's 19 that you got green eyes, and 6 that you got blue eyes. So, well, not very likely. It is still possible. So, I would actually take another test. Maybe it's just a wrong test. There were some staples swap. Maybe sometimes sometimes just something goes wrong in a lab, and then, as I said, the times I've seen people fuck up, including myself, right? I have done some question-worthy stuff in the lab before. I'm just saying, well, it's not maybe the most likely answer. It could just be one of those weird coincidences. But the update. Okay. Hi everyone. I wanted to thank everyone who reached out. My original post got so much attention, it was hard to get to everything. But I ended up making a list of plans and tests I wanted to get done. My husband was understandably distrustful and of me for a while. But he apologized for the way he acted, which I didn't need, and said that he wouldn't try to kick me out of our home. Good. He did say, although that if every test came back and I cheated, he was going to go scorched earth. I don't know, I mean fair, but I don't know. We did a few tests, blood paternity tests for him and me and our daughter, and we had an appointment with a chimerism specialist coming up, but that got cancelled because, well, some of you guessed it, but my daughter is not biologically mine either. Ooh. I don't know how this happened, but a police officer came to our house and took our statements, and we are suing the hospital where I gave birth. I don't know what happened to my baby, and this is terrifying. I have my husband back, but my whole world is still upended, and I just wish he'd never taken that stupid test. I've been sleeping in my daughter's room, and I'm so afraid she's going to be taken away from me, but at the same time, I want to know where my biological daughter is, and if she's okay. I pray to God she's okay. My daughter still doesn't know the details, and we've been trying to keep this quiet. The last thing we need is a big scandal. she deserves better than that. She's such a good kid, and she's not some spectacle to be gawked at. If we can find a birth family, I have no idea what we'll do. I guess the best case scenario would be to get a bigger house and all live together, but I don't know if we can afford that, or if they go for that, or even if we'd be able to locate them, or if I'm just crazy. This whole situation is crazy. I don't know anyone else who's been in a situation like this. I mean, are there support groups for parents of kids who got mixed up? I googled and nothing came up. Literally all I'm getting are tabloid articles from trashy magazines that slap the faces of innocent kids on the same pages as celebrity sex scandals and fiction. How do we tell our daughter? I mean, we can't tell her now. She'll tell the kids at school and then it'll be everywhere. But we have to say something. I don't know what I ever did to deserve this. Oh boy. Okay, and there's more of an update. Hold on. This is the okay, so OP's husband's perspective on everything. So he made a post. Interesting, right? Okay. I'm excited. Right, let's go. Hello everyone. So apparently a YouTuber my husband watches called Mark Narrations decided that it would be a fun idea to read my post on his channel. My husband recognized the story because, well, of course he'd recognize the story. How could he not? This doesn't happen every day. Then he went on my account page. Then he found quite a few comments of him that were not exactly nice, and now he's asked for me for a chance to post his side of the story on this account so that people stop trashing him. Please be nice. Okay, first of all, I'm sorry that I'm reading this story now, but I think damage done, right? Okay, so I don't know how many of you have been down a self-doubt rabbit hole before, but it's not the most logical place to be. It's even less logical when you have the whole damn internet telling you that your wife is cheating and that she's planning to take their house and take you for all you're worth and never really loved you, and you always sort of thought she was too good for you anyway. So you end up seeing everything as a sign of infidelity, and then you had not one but two failed paternity tests on your daughter. When COVID happened, I got fat, I got depressed, I stopped feeling like a person. My wife stayed beautiful, she stayed herself. I was sure that she'd made a mistake, that she regretted being with me. I started getting into some online groups, especially on Reddit, that were full of boys who'd been cheated on, lost custody, lost everything, and when someone said that his tip-off was that he and his wife both had blue eyes and their son had brown, I felt fucking stupid. I didn't want to jump to conclusions, but then I made a post about my fears. Everyone said that she was cheating. People said not to say anything because she'd used it to hide her cheating and got ahead of me. On the divorce, I got the test and I didn't really think it'd come back negative. Then it did. I didn't want to believe it, but yeah, I pulled back. I felt betrayed. I wanted to be a good husband, but I couldn't shake this. I tried to find evidence of an affair and failed. I got another test. When that one was also negative, I snapped. If you've ever been cheated on, you know what it feels like. When my wife denied it, I got angrier. I just wanted her to leave. I didn't want to go through what everyone seemed to think was going to happen. I didn't want to lose custody of my kid. I didn't want to lose my house. I was scared and angry, and I wanted the truth. I felt like if she couldn't ever be honest with me, there was no getting past this. It took a few hours to calm down. When she came back with the lists of tests to take, I tried to keep my cool. I tried to keep my cool for so long. I know I was wrong about the affair, but so was everyone else in my ear. My kid is genuinely not biologically mine. I didn't immediately consider that switched at birth was an option. Fair. I've been through a messed up time, and I don't think getting angrier one more time because I thought my wife cheated and was lying about it makes me a monster. Oh god, okay. Comment to that by OP. Hi, it's a fully faithful wife here. Again, we're say that I 1. Agree that he's not a monster, an abuser, or anything of the sort. 2. I do not agree that he's fat. I love this man very much and have for ages, and we are not going to let this situation break our marriage. Thank you everyone for all your help. Whoa. Okay, wild ride. I really pray for them that they can figure this situation out. Honestly, it's something you never want to hear, something you never want to find out, but you know, I really hope everything is going to end up well for them. Yeah, next story sounds like a horror movie or like a crime movie. I'm intrigued. It says it's concluded, right? But I kind of feel like the last 2 stories weren't actually concluded, so well, I'll see. I hope we get answers on this one. But alright. OOP's 9-year-old sister was sent to boarding school but never came back. OP suspects foul play and thinks that parents and grandma are involved. This post was at first on legal advice. Throw away because this is seriously terrifying. I scope Reddit a lot and I really don't know where to go, but I hope I can be helped here. I'm 14, male. I'm American but live in Asia, being vague because I don't want this traced back to me if the situation is as bad as it seems. I don't know if I should give some sort of background or anything, but up until about 7 months ago, I lived with my mom, 39, and my dad, 41, plus my little sister, 9. I say was because my sister is no longer here. She is in boarding school. I want to preface this by saying we're not bad kids. We're half white, half Asian. When my grandpa, in my dad's side, got sick 4 years ago, we moved here so my dad can take care of him. Me and my sister worked hard to learn the language. Despite her age, she actually caught on better than me, and I was so impressed with her. The issue began with grandma. She would really look down on my sister, and I loved my sister and didn't like it one bit. My mom said it's cultural and I shouldn't make a fuss, but it was hard when grandma started making it obvious. She got me clothes, games, etc., but my sis got no attention. I should mention that 4 years ago we lived with grandma and grandpa. That in that time of me getting spoiled, my sister got reprimanded for everything she did. I swear, it was super unfair. You wouldn't believe it. Just under a year ago, grandpa passed and my parents decided we'd stay here since I already speak and read pretty fluently. Grandma spoke to everyone about how rude and unladylike my sister is, and my parents went along with it when I completely think that's wrong. 7 months ago, her and grandma went out and my parents said she'd be at boarding school for the summer. Just the summer. After 3 months, I got anxious and asked when she'd be back, and I ended up crying at the question. And my mom, maybe. I was talked to by dad, and he said she loved boarding school so much she didn't want to come back. Like, is that how boarding school works? I don't think so. Maybe I've been watching too much TV or reading too much Reddit, but we're in another country, and I swear what they were doing was emotional abuse. Still, it gets worse. After 5 months, I still hadn't gotten any contact, no messages, no letters, nothing, and that's when my dad started making her room into his office space. We actually got into a big fight over it, and I ended up with more chores, but he never answered why he was doing it if she'd be back soon. Anyway, it's now been 7 months since that car trip that took my sister away, and the final nail in the coffin hit. I was looking through the attic for my mom and found a box with some of her old stuff, including her phone. Oh boy. Why wouldn't she have a phone? My mouse is in the way. I really just want to know if there's is obviously they're updates, but let me know now what you think from this. What do you reckon happened? I think there might have been an accident and that she passed long ago and they didn't tell him. But that's such a shitty situation. That is really weird. That is super sus. God gracious. I can't believe that kid is like 14. He doesn't speak like 14. Update. God. I'm scared because I got like one single glimpse and okay. Let's go. I think this is I read it. It's been a crazy few weeks, but I absolutely needed to update as soon as possible. Sorry my post got locked. I appreciate everyone who spoke to me via DMs. I should get on with the most important of the update, what I finally ended up doing. So thanks to the super community that has read it, I was able to get in touch with a few different sources, the least favourite of which was a phone call towards those that help find trafficked children. Ooh. Yeah. I knew my family would be investigated and actually went to meet up with another family in that time. So basically, a Redditor close to my age, who I'll keep private, met with me, and she had already showed my story to her family. They ended up letting me stay with them for a bit and made the proper calls to make sure it wasn't illegal. Oh my god. I actually even specified that I wasn't running from home and I'd be back after the investigation. It didn't sit well with authorities and I was actually forced to go back home, but it only got stranger from there. I went back home to a completely empty house. Even Grandma was gone. So I was allowed to stay with the other family for the time being. They were extremely kind. For a week I didn't get any news, and bless her mother's heart, but I was told I had a home there no matter the results. So a few days after a week had passed, I get a call and it turns out they found my sister. My family had been taken in for questioning and were placed in holding for quite a while. I'm not sure why they didn't tell me this immediately though. I didn't actually know the full story, but my sister was living close to 700 kilometers away. Yeah, nearly a whole day's drive. It wasn't summer school or boarding school or anything like that. My dad sold her to get married. Ooh, interesting. My mum was off the hook as one, I still needed a parent, and two, she wasn't in on it until it was a decent way in. My dad and grandma have been arrested though, and I'm back living with my mum and sister now. I'm still in contact with the Redditor that let me stay with her, and I'll forever be grateful. I have no idea what would have happened if I was around when the authorities came knocking. She's my angel. On a more depressing note, my sister doesn't speak much, but she seemed to cheer up after I let her read my post. She said she felt abandoned and alone, among other things, but seeing how I and plenty of strangers gave her hearts for her made her very happy. So thank you all. Sorry for being so vague here, but I'm trying to protect identities. This isn't over by a long shot. There's still things that are going to happen, but I have my sister, and that's all thanks to Reddit. Thank you. I want to remind everyone that this sister is 9 years old. 9. Holy smokes, I did not expect that story to turn out like that. I mean, it's obvious that there was something fishy here, but that they sold her into marriage at 9 years old. At 9 years old! I didn't know that was possible. I mean, I know that was possible, but like what? Who did that? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What an amazing brother to have, honestly. But I'm if that girl from an arranged marriage or forced marriage or whatever this is supposed to be. Holy smokes, 9 years old. I cannot wrap my head around it. I'm happy they're back to being a family, but I'm not sure what I would do with that mom who basically got away. Like, oh god. Very interesting. Okay. Next story. I'm scared. Alright. My 29 female parents ghosted me 5 years ago after my wedding and now reached out. What do I do? So this was posted in relationship advice. I am married to my former boss. Parents did not take the marriage as well as I had hoped and ignored me for 5 years, only to reach out when they saw a 5th year anniversary Facebook post that mentioned our kids. Do I let them back in or do I ignore them? My husband, a 30 male, used to be my boss. About 9 years ago, I started working as his assistant. We spent about 2.5 years ignoring our mutual attraction until we gave in. We then went to HR, who reassigned me, and the whole thing was strictly above board from the time we began dating. I got pregnant about a year later, and my husband and I decided to just get married. While we'd only really been dating for about a year and a half, we knew each other completely, loved each other, lived together, and there was a baby on the way. We knew how it would look, but I had to leave the company anyway due to problems with my new boss, so we didn't anticipate this causing any issues, except with my parents. They, 26 male and 57 female, have always been overprotective, so I knew they wouldn't like me dating my boss, and I had told them. Sorry, that was so out of breath, I just can't breathe. I had to tell them if I wanted them at my wedding. We decided to be mostly honest with them about how it was strictly professional until it wasn't, how the second it got unprofessional we went to HR, how he'd never taken advantage of me. But now we wanted to get married and we wanted them there. We did not mention the baby yet because I felt that giving them that information in addition to the rest all at once would just break them. I was only about 4 months along when the wedding happened, so the bump was easily hidden by a flowy dress. The wedding itself went off without a hitch, and apart from my mother pulling me into the bathroom shortly before the ceremony to ask if I was sure about this, which I said I was, my parents seemed to take it well. The ceremony and reception were 2 different venues, and we had to travel from one to the other, and my parents never arrived at the reception. I called them and got ignored, and then my brother called them and they told him that they were going home. I don't remember the exact reason they gave, but it amounted to them being tired and uncomfortable. I tried contacting them after the wedding, but found that I was blocked on everything except email, which I used to send them long letters essentially saying that I'm an adult who made an adult choice, and I hope they can respect that. 5 years later, I have not heard from my parents since my wedding. My husband and I are not big on social media in general, but I recently posted something for our 5th year anniversary in which I mentioned our 5 kids. 2 kids, sorry. And 3rd on the way. Within a month of making this post, my parents left a voicemail saying they saw the post, and having had no idea that they had grandchildren previously, now want to meet them. I haven't responded, and there have been a few follow-ups since then asking why I haven't. I don't know what to do, but my gut instinct is that 5 years is too long, and it's about the kids, not about them respecting my choices or relationship. However, I can't help but feel that I'm being unfair, and my brother agrees because I told them in the email that if they could learn to respect my choice and my marriage eventually, then we could talk. And now I'm retroactively applying a time limit. Edit. Can't find a way to work this in organically Australia, but my husband is not white. I am, as are my parents. I don't think this is a race thing, or that my parents are racists, and neither does my husband, we don't understand why they would want to meet our mixed race children if they were racist. But this element is still gnawing at me. Should I reach out to them? If I did, how would we go about rebuilding the relationship? Honey, I wasn't sure what's going on until you made that comment. I'm sorry, but your parents are racist. I think. I don't know. Because, fair point. For like everything before that, I completely understand that. Oh no, how did I say this? I don't think, like any parent would be like that annoyed that her daughter was dating a boss. Like, what do you mean? If he was like your teacher or your professor, then maybe, that'd be awkward, but dating your boss, as long as it's cool with HR, where's the problem? I don't understand, there's no big age gap. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but there's no age gap. Nothing else, that would make any sense. Like workplace, friend group, uni and stuff, that's just usually where you will meet your future partner, so shouldn't come to a surprise. I would have really wondered about motive here, until she said that they are 100% racist and they only want to meet the kids. I tell you that much. They want to meet the kids now because they're also your kids, and they finally figured out you're not leaving this guy, and now they want to meet the kids. That's the only thing they want. They just want to meet the kids. I tell you that much. It's an update, obviously. I'm actually scared. I'm scared about reading that, but honey, if it's like that, no. Cut them out. Your kids, your husband, they do not deserve those toxic parents. I know they're your parents, but it makes a bit more sense to me why they walked out the wedding now. Not sure if they saw their husband before that, because I think she kind of just invited them, and then they might have seen him on the wedding, and they were a bit shook it to say the least. Racists being shook it to rambling in their white supremacy. Honestly, I hate these stories. I've read a story before where this girl was never invited to her husband's how's it called, like friend parties and stuff, and family dinners. Racists. Makes my blood boil. I'm a huge believer, and not only with race. I'm talking about size, identity, who you love, what you look like, big, tall, small, I don't know, round, flying, alien, dog. I don't know. I think that everyone, no matter what, like, shape, size, whatever flipping form, right? I believe we're all the same. We're all worthy of the exact same love, and none of us, none, right? No different religion, no different skin color, no different ethnicity, no different, I don't know, who you love, what you do, shouldn't matter. You're all worth the same, and let me tell you that much from a biological standpoint. There is not much difference. None. Almost none. I'm pretty sure I read something that like there's just no difference, like no more than there is between someone who just looks the same, Like that's me and my brother, like the genetical difference between us. Okay, they might be bigger because we're relatives, but like to me and my boyfriend, right? My stomach, the genetical difference is no bigger than to me to, you know, whatever opposite person you can find to me. I don't know. You know, no difference. Just FYI if that wasn't something you were aware of. I don't know. We're being inclusive over here, so get out if you're not. Alright, sorry for that little spiel. I hope no one was too surprised by this. Sorry, this got me frustrated. Alright. What did I say? TLDR. I don't know what that means. I think it means something like, in short, you know, they are racists. Surprise. I asked to talk yesterday. We were on Zoom within an hour. It was my parents and me and my husband. They asked to see the kids, and I said they could only see them eventually, dependent on them earning our trust and convincing us they were going to be positive additions to the kids' lives. Good. They asked to start by reading me a letter that they claimed to have written on my wedding day. It said that they were uncomfortable with me marrying my former boss, as they thought he took advantage of me, so they left between the wedding and reception to avoid a scene. But they wanted me to know that they were here for me despite the issues with him. They added that they would have sent this to me the morning after my wedding, but then I sent my email about them needing to respect my choices, and they were so ashamed they couldn't bring themselves to send theirs. Seeing my anniversary post made them realize how much they've missed in the 5 years, and they really don't want to miss any more. I had some questions, like what the big deal was with me marrying my former boss, and they said that it just wasn't that they had in mind for my wedding day and my future spouse. Why does it make a difference? I asked why they even came to the wedding at all if they didn't support the marriage, and my dad responded that he wanted to walk his daughter down the aisle, as it was the only chance he'd get. The way it was phrased implied that they had intentionally only come to the wedding so he could give me away. Okay. And always planned to leave halfway because he said my daughter and didn't talk to me directly. It was pretty clear he was thinking about my older sister who passed away. My husband caught that too and said that if they were talking about me, they should address me directly. Then added that if they had planned to leave, they should have told us, as we wouldn't have invited them. And the fact they waited 5 years to reach out was going to take more reason than shame us. As a father, he didn't understand how they could ignore their daughter for years, or only get back in touch when we had kids. My dad snapped that he wasn't going to take this from a guuuuys, a slur meaning dark-skinned. My mother immediately tried to run damage control, but I ended the call. They have since messaged me several times trying to explain that calling my husband a racial slur was indicative of a racist attitude, and he wouldn't have said that in front of the kids, so they should still get to meet them. Hell no. I've spent 5 years wondering how they were so offended by me marrying my boss that it earned no contact for half a decade. Turns out they're just racist. It's almost nice to find out. If it was just the boss thing, I would have sympathy for them and we might even be able to reconcile, but with this, it's now just a question of I'm going to knowingly expose my mixed race children to a couple of racists, which I'm obviously not going to do. Yes, girl, big clap for OP. I would not let these kids see them. No. This just makes my blood boil. I don't know. How can you, as a parent, do that? It is so rude. You know, top comment is, these are people who knew the pain of losing a child and still chose to throw away another kid. so bloody stuck in your disgusting racist ways that you don't talk to your only daughter after the other one died, apparently. Just because of that. Does that change her? No. Is she still your daughter? Yes. Like, what? Give me a break. God damn it. I'm going to be very, very mad about this, right? I don't know. You know, my mom very early on had to talk to me that whoever I brought home, ever, if it was a girl, if it was a boy, if it was anything in between, non-binary, somewhat binary, if it was, you know, whatever country you're from, whatever ethnicity, whatever skin color, my mom just always said, as long as I'm happy, she's happy. And I want every single kid in the world, everyone, right, to have exactly that support and exactly that right to bloody love whoever they bloody want to. And I'm getting mad at any bloody stuck up parents. Oh. I don't even know how to preface this, as this is supposed to be a relaxing video for you all. No. Just no to these parents. Please do not, you know, like what? No. 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 I don't know what to say to make this better, but this is just not okay. As parents, honestly, no. Have the daughter to not speak to them for 5 years, honestly, I give you credit for not, like, that's an amazing wife, you know, standing behind your husband like that, even though she didn't know that, you know. Comments too, but the parents only want to see if the kids are white passing or not before they get involved. If they have such a problem with the husband being darker complexion, they're definitely going to be negative towards the kid, who may also be darker complexion. Yes. Oh god. They're gonna be like, they would be, right, those grandparents who try to force their mixed children to, like, you know, act white, be white, whatever, fit to their bloody stupid standards. You guys, I think I'm gonna end this video here because I'm gonna talk myself into a rage fit, but that is just not okay. That is just not okay. No. I'm not gonna say any more than that. That's just disgusting. Anyway, you guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope every single one of you gets and gives the support these parents couldn't give their daughter, right? I say it again for all the people in the back, everyone is allowed to love whoever they bloody want to, except if that person already is married or something, right? We don't do that here. We do not go for taken men, women, and everything in between. We do not. That's not okay. But other than that, love whoever you want to, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. All right. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around with me for this.